If you travel north on Highway 46 through twists and turns that are reminiscent of a Formula One racetrack, you'll eventually arrive in Houston County, where your Hickman County Bulldogs are set to do battle. Irish Dogs, coming up next.
About tonight's game between your Houston County Fighting Irish and the Hickman County Bulldogs. If you would at this time, please stand for the playing of the national anthem by the Houston County Marching Band.
The playing of our national anthem this evening was done so by the Houston County High School Band, and they did such a wonderful job, and we are just under 6 minutes away from kickoff here at Houston County High School. It was a little over an hour drive to get here, but the scenery here at Houston County is beautiful, the drive is scenic, and we're ready to go. It's been a long week since the last time these Hickman County Bulldogs were on the field. They fell victim to East Robertson High School last week, also on the road. It's been a taxing last few weeks for these Hickman County Bulldogs leading into fall break next week, which is a much anticipated bye week for these Hickman County Bulldogs. The Dogs enter in tonight 2-4, while Houston County enters in 3-3. So Hickman County, with a win on the road tonight, would be able to even up with Houston County in the district rankings. These Bulldogs still eagerly awaiting the return of quarterback Andy Kraft, and I haven't gotten in touch with the coaches this week, but we know Kraft's return date is soon. So these Bulldogs are certainly hoping today is the day that we see number 9, the son of a sheriff, back on the football field. And tonight, I am Josh Copley, bringing you the action on WNKX live on YouTube. We appreciate you for tuning in and supporting the station. My colleague, Aiden Weber, who's been covering the games with me this year, a student at Hickman County High School, has unfortunately fallen ill, tested positive for strep throat today, so he was unable to make the trip. So our thoughts are with Mr. Weber that he recovers quickly. Of course, he has a whole week and then some to get better before we are back in action again. This Bulldog team has been banged up, plagued with injuries. They've had to travel on the road. Last week, an hour-and-a-half drive to East Robertson. This week, about an hour and 15. So these Bulldogs have been on the road. They're tired. They're injured. And it seems like the bye week cannot come soon enough. And there is no better way to enter into the bye week than with a big win over a district opponent. And it seems like Hickman County has been playing some juggernauts over the last few weeks. Of course, Lewis County, a very potent football team. East Robertson, my goodness, what a team they had up north near the Kentucky border. Of course, led by quarterback Kaysen Young, receiver Zay Groves, and, of course, that 4-star Tennessee commit Zach Groves on the defensive side of the football made things a nightmare for this Hickman County football team, both offensively and defensively. And overall, just a rough week last week for Hickman County, but this week, certainly a more winnable week, I believe, for these Hickman County Bulldogs. I'm expecting a close, competitive football game. And at midfield, the captains, we see Jaden Street and Braden McCaleb. We see number 50, Ruger Toddy, there as well. And there he is, number 9, Andy Kraft, was a part of the 4 captains for the Hickman County Bulldogs. So it looks like the son of a sheriff is going to be back on the field tonight. And how excited are we to watch this young man play once again? So the result of the coin toss, Houston County won and deferred to the second half. So the Hickman County Bulldogs will be starting things off with the football. So an early test for young Andy Kraft, the junior. Is he truly at 100%? That much we will never be able to know. Only Andy knows that himself. But we know he is going to be playing at 100%. No matter what, he will be giving it all he's got until the wheels fall off, and that's what we love about this young man. He's going to be leading this Bulldog offense behind an offensive line who's going to have to step up. They had their work cut out for him last week. And really, they did a pretty decent job. They opened up some lanes for Braden McCaleb, but whenever you're lined up with guys as talented as East Robertson on the other side, there's really only so much you can ask for. But really, over these last few weeks, McCaleb has been a star player for these Hickman County Bulldogs. He has been the main ball carrier, but a lot of his carries would not be possible without this Bulldog offensive line. Of course, one of the focal points on that offensive line is senior Ruger Toddy. And these big boys up front are going to have to do their job here tonight if they want to emerge victorious. Of course, the linemen on defense and offense, the unsung heroes of these football games. They get very little praise, but oh, they get so much criticism. And we are excited. We are ready to go here on WNKX. Set to kick things away is number 51, Evan Norman, a junior who's typically on the offensive and defensive line, but he's also the kicker. So very diverse talent is Norman. And the kick is away. Fielded inside the 25. That's Hutchison. Hutchison with a nice little return, wrapped up and taken down just beyond the 35, close to the 36, and there is a Bulldog on the field, injured, shaken up on the game's opening kickoff. It looked like number 7, Evan Mathis, shaken up on the field. So before we even get our first offensive possession, the trainer is out on the field. And hopefully young Mathis is all right. And Mathis is... No, that was not Evan Mathis on the field. It was number 1 for Hickman County. Austin Blysted, the young man who was shaken up on the special teams play. So now out trots the Bulldog offense, and here he is, number 9, Andy Kraft, making his return. And he's going to start off in the shotgun. Very uncharacteristic motion street. Kraft wants to keep it off the rip, and he's got room. Kraft's got space, and he's tripped up and taken down on the other side of the Houston County 45. Welcome back, Andy Kraft, with an explosive first carry to get the Bulldogs in plus territory. They'll mark him down at the 41-yard line. So now Kraft back under center. Snap. Gives. That's McCaleb trying to find a lane. Able to keep his balance somehow and dives past the 40. Down to the 39-yard line. So moving in the right direction, McCaleb turned nothing into something with a 3-yard carry, 2nd down and 7 for the Dogs.
And Miller on the stop. Ball on the 39, 2nd right.
Kraft rolls right. It's a direct keeper. Follows his blockers. Oh, and he slips, lost his footing there. Got the cart before the horse, and that shows how excited Kraft is to be back on the field. He does lose about a yard or two. It'll be a 3rd, long 8, short 9. But this is a good sign for Kraft's health if Coach Smith is trusting him to use his legs this early in the game to take these hits. But we'd expect nothing less from Andy. And it's a pass, incomplete. Had a man open on the comeback, but it slips through the hands. That was Hutchison downfield. And that brings up a 4th down, so Hickman County already trying to diversify a little bit offensively, mixing in more quarterback runs and now throwing the football. And there was a penalty marker down, and it will be against the Bulldogs. It'll back them up 10 yards. And usually whenever the quarterback breaks containment like that out of the pocket, that's where holds typically happen to set up a 3rd down and 19 from the 49. On camera tonight is Access Tennessee financier Jared Brown. We appreciate Jared for being with us, making the trip to Houston County. Kraft in the gun, 4th down. Rolls left, wants to throw, lets it fly. And it's incomplete, looking for Jaden Street. Just off the fingertips, arms fully extended. And now it's 4th down, so a couple of passing plays for these Bulldogs early on. So perhaps that shows Coach Smith's confidence. Maybe we've seen something in practice over this last week that has sparked this confidence. Now the Bulldogs, after some After a big carry by Kraft and a positive carry by McCaleb, penalties doom the drive, and the Bulldogs will be punting. And the kick's away. Very short kick, angling out of bounds. Bounces off the track right over the heads of the Bulldogs sideline. And they'll mark the kick out of bounds. Past the 35, inside the 40. No, not a very generous spot on that kick out of bounds on the punt, so they'll mark it at the 42. Houston County starting in their own territory, and now all eyes on the Bulldog defense. Of course, these defensive backs, Street, Armstrong, Hutchison. Snap. And he lost the ball! Picked up! That's Hickman County ball! That's Andy Kraft! He's gonna go! Drugged down near the goal line. Did he make it? No, he did not. They'll mark him just short. Wow, what a play. Talk about a shift in momentum. Hickman County off of the fumbled snap. The Bulldogs looking for their first touchdown in a couple weeks. Kraft under center. Snap. Up the middle, and Houston County ready for it as they stack the line. And that play is going backwards for a couple-yard loss. So it'll be second down and goal for Hickman County. They'll mark him down right around the 5-yard line. Kraft again under center. Keithley wide left. Snap. Give. McCaleb breaks a tackle. Dives forward, and he's in for a Hickman County touchdown. And we talked about McCaleb earlier, and he's striking early for these Hickman County Bulldogs. Taking advantage of the recovered fumble and the excellent field position. Parker Lambert out to kick the PAT. Snap is good. Hold looks good. The kick is up. And it's right down the middle. Parker Lambert adds on. Your score, Hickman County 7, Houston County nothing, with 8:35 left to play in the first quarter. So Hickman County clearly not dwelling too much on the East Robertson loss last week, coming out with a fire and a passion and a determination, showing it on the defensive side of the ball. And a quick note on that fumble that we saw earlier. You know, typically when we see fumbles like that, there's already a couple green jerseys near it. I think we would have expected Hickman County to try to fall on it just to get possession, but no, picking it up in stride and almost taking it for 6. A great showing of athleticism by this Hickman County defense. The momentum with the Dogs.
If everyone will look on page 30 of their program,
Lambert setting up to kick things away. Houston County with one lone return man back deep. And Lambert with a missile down the field is bobbled inside the 10. He's got to take it up and recover it. Bounces out left, and he's wrapped up quickly and taken down. Hickman County, what a kick by Parker Lambert, and the Bulldogs in hot pursuit. Pin Houston County back deep, and a flag on the field. And the penalty will be waved off. So where the flag was thrown could have potentially been a holding or a block in the back, but the flag came out really way before any Bulldogs even got close to being involved on the play. But Houston County trying to bounce back to reclaim some momentum. Snap in the pistol. They're going to give up the middle. And it's a modest gain on first down, gets a few.
Mitchell on the carry, stopped by Tucker of the Bulldogs. Pick up a 3, second.
That was Preston Mitchell on the carry, the senior back for these Fighting Irish, who leads the team in rushing yards this season. Now I would expect Houston County to try to establish the run game here early, but they do have a receiver out wide to the right. Motions one man left to right, snap. It's going to be a jet sweep, blockers in front of him, bounces out right, has room. Past the 30, past the 40, past the 50. Kraft in pursuit, runs him down and throws him out of bounds. And there is a flag on the field. Definitely a horse collar against Andy Kraft, but really not the worst horse collar in the world. If he didn't, then that was almost a guaranteed 6 points for the Fighting Irish.
62 yards on the carry.
That was a 62-yard carry for Houston County. And Kraft, despite his collarbone injury that he's been dealing with, doesn't affect his speed.
Personal foul against the Bulldogs, horse collar tackle.
He was pumping his arms, the legs were moving. Kraft looking to be pretty healthy from here. Now, while the horse collar did preserve a touchdown, it does move him considerably closer. 1st and 10 at the 11. So all it takes is one explosive run play to get these guys in business. Again in the pistol, one receiver left, one right. It's a halfback toss out to the left. He lost the ball. Hickman County falls on it. And that's Bulldog football. That fumble was recovered by number 0, Jamison Keithley. The sophomore Keithley kept his wits about him, falling on the football, not trying to do too much. And after the explosive play, it looked like things were going Houston County's way. Now all of a sudden the Bulldogs find themselves back in control. They are back inside their own 20 at the 16. Kraft under center, snap, give. Hutchison patiently waiting for holes to open up, and some nice blocking up front is able to get him a couple on the carry. 2nd down and 8.
On the carry. Stop led by Myers. Pick up a 2, 2nd and 8.
Under 7 minutes to play in the game's first quarter. Couple of receivers to the right. Kraft in the gun. Motion street. High snap. Recovered by Kraft. He's going to keep it. And Houston County swallows him up in the backfield. That'll be a loss on the keeper. That play really doomed from the start after the high snap. Sets up a 3rd down and 10, but we have seen Hickman County utilizing that wing T formation really all season. So it's very uncharacteristic to see Hickman County come out in the shotgun, but can't complain too much about the results thus far. So a 3rd down and long. Dogs need a conversion. Kraft under center. Snap. Give up the middle, and the Fighting Irish snuff it out, and that'll set up a 4th down and long. Gain of 2 on the play for McCaleb. So Coach Smith hoping his big ball carrier could break something free. So 4th down, and yet again the Bulldogs will be punting away to Houston County. Snap is low, fields it on a bounce. The punt is away. A high kick, much better than the last. And it takes a Bulldog bounce, and it rolls all the way down to the 33-yard line. So a phenomenal punt there by Hickman County. And with 5:12 left in the first quarter, Houston County, fortunately for the Fighting Irish, nothing comes of the fumble. But ball security will certainly be a point of emphasis for this Fighting Irish unit going forward. Seems like it's been 1 step forward, 2 steps back, or at least that was the case on the last drive. Couple of receivers out wide, one to the left, one to the right, quarterback again in the pistol. Snap, give up the middle, and Hickman County was ready for it. And he's hit and dropped behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of 1. That was Preston Mitchell. Of course, a very talented young running back, so anytime you can get him in the backfield is a huge victory. That Hickman County defensive front broke through in a hurry. But those Bulldog linebackers and DBs so quick to crash on the football. The athleticism of this team really on display thus far in this game. So 2 receivers again out wide. This time they're both to the right. Pistol again, snap. Quarterback tosses it right. Mitchell cuts back up the middle. Hickman County wraps him up from behind and takes him down before he can break anything too big. He'll get it to about the 34-yard line to set up a 3rd down and 7.
Ball on the 34, 3rd and 7.
That was Nicholas Stovall there on the tackle for the Bulldogs, big number 78. A senior leader on this Bulldog front. So 3rd and 7, the Bulldog defense with a chance to get off the field. Motions a receiver right to left, snap. He's giving another jet sweep. Tries to follow his blockers, darting his way through, but he's not going to get anywhere near the 1st down marker. That was number 15, Jacoby Pittman, a spark plug for this Bulldog team, making the tackle in open space, and there's a flag coming in. So it looked like it was near the backfield, and it will be against the Fighting Irish, a holding call. And we'll probably see Coach Smith decline the penalty to set up a 4th down. And that's exactly what he'll do. The penalty is declined. 4th down coming up for Houston and County, and that carry lost him a couple. So 4th down and 9, and out trots the punter. Back deep to return is Johnson. The punt goes off the toe, squibs down, still goes into Bulldog territory, rolls past the 45. Couldn't quite tell where they'll spot it. Looks like the 44-yard line, so not bad real estate for the Hickman County Bulldogs on this next offensive possession.
Bulldogs take over 1st and 10.
And I believe that was Cooper DeWitt back deep on the punt return for the Bulldogs. So Kraft again under center. Keith Lee, the lone receiver, wide right. Snap. He's going to give it out to Street. Tries to get around the edge, but nothing going, as a couple of Irish will be there to meet him in the backfield for a big-time loss.
Street on the carry, taken down by Myers. Loss on the play.
And that was the senior Gage Myers there on the tackle. He was the first of the 2 Fighting Irish to meet Jaden Street. So let's have a 2nd down and 14 for the Bulldogs. Couple of receivers wide left, one right. Kraft wants to throw, fires. And it's intercepted by Houston County. Bounces outside, has a lot of green. Kraft, the last man to stop him, and he runs him out of bounds. So perhaps some miscommunication there between Kraft and his receiver.
Interception by Mitchell.
And that was Preston Mitchell there on the interception. So not only is he a prominent force in the backfield, but he also can play secondary. Now Houston County with a golden opportunity to tie this ball game up with 2:41 left in the 1st quarter. We'll have the ball inside the 30. Marking close to the 27-yard line. And Kraft, of course, we know he'd be a little bit rusty passing. He's been out a few weeks. So the direct snap, quarterback keeper up the middle, has a lot of room, plowing his way forward, and that'll be plenty for a first down inside the 20, near the 10-yard line. Mark him down at the 12 for a first down, Fighting Irish.
Good one on the carry. Brought down to Armstrong, but that's another Houston County and Traditions Bank first down.
And that was Memphis Goodwin, the junior running back who took the direct snap. Snap, low snap, gets the handoff off anyway, up the middle, a lot of room. Hickman County swarms him. He'll get about 5 or 6 on the carry.
Stop at 16. Pick up a 5, second and 5.
So Houston County continues to push the ball down the field. They're now inside the 10-yard line, close to the 8. We haven't really seen Houston County go to the air yet. But they love utilizing the pistol formation. One receiver left, one right. Snap, quarterback gives up the middle. Tries to bounce it outside. Not gonna happen. That was Andy Kraft and Braden Armstrong there on the tackle, driving him backwards.
Carried by Valerio, also on the play.
And he'll lose about 4 to set up a third down and 8. So what looked like surefire points for the Irish. Hickman County with a chance to get off the field.
Ball on the 11.
And perhaps now we'll see the ball put in the air by Houston County. Once again, one receiver right, one left. We got the pistol again. Snap. Give right. Has blockers. Cuts back upfield. Has room. Close to the goal line.
Ball carried by Mitchell.
No touchdown signal yet. They'll spot him just shy of the goal line at the half-yard line.
But that's another Houston County and Traditions Bank first down.
So Houston County content with keeping the ball on the ground, and why not when you can get chunk plays like that? They're going to push the pile forward. It's a mass of humanity waiting for the signal. And that's a touchdown, Fighting Irish.
Good one on the carry. Touchdown, Irish.
So Houston County finally with some points of their own. And that is some good old-fashioned smash-mouth football. Put the biggest guys on the field, on the defensive and offensive line, and see who's stronger. So the Fighting Irish now to attempt the point after. Snap, good. Hold looks good. The kick is up. And it's no good, missing wide right. So Hickman County maintains the lead 7-6 with 15.3 seconds left to go in the first quarter. And what I've noticed about this game so far, and against East Robertson last week, not much of a showing for the Hickman County crowd. Of course, an hour-and-a-half drive, and once you account for the Nashville traffic, it's about 2 hours. But tonight, still an hour and 15, hour-and-a-half drive to Houston County, just southwest of Clarksville. But the Bulldog faithful with a pretty decent little showing over there on the other side of the football field. But Houston County has packed the stands here tonight. Their student section wearing the neon vest, the construction vest. They're hard to miss. But while the Hickman County turnover does result in Houston County points, the Dogs can at least find solace in the fact that they are still leading in this game and have a chance to put up some more points on this drive. Back deep for the Dogs, Hayden Kennedy. And Kennedy runs back upfield. Now it's Hutchison and Pittman. The two Dogs back deep to return. Once again, Evan Norman set to kick things away for the Irish.
Norman set to kick off for the Irish.
And the kick is a high one, not too terribly far. Hutchison fields it at the 20. Almost lost his footing, but stays up. Tries to make some moves, wrapped up by the waist and taken down. Tries to dive forward for some additional yardage, but not much going. They'll spot him just beyond the 25 at the 26. And that kick looked like it was angling toward the sideline. Might have gone out of bounds if Hutchison lets it roll, but you never know how that football can roll. When you have a guy who is athletic, who is as athletic as Taylor is, you want the ball in his hands, so I don't hate the decision there to run that ball out. So Andy, one of the benefits of playing defense is that you have to immediately shake off any kind of offensive miscues and lock it on the defensive side, so let's see if that's helped him here. Snap, give to Street, tries to stay on his feet and does. Tries to cut back inside, a lot of east and west running, not a ton of north and south. And he'll get back just past the line of scrimmage, maybe a couple of inches there on the carry. And that brings us to the end of the first quarter of play from Houston County High School. Your score, Dogs 7, Irish 6. We'll be right back on WNKX.
This broadcast of Friday Night Lights on WNKX is brought to you by Ascension St. Thomas Hickman Hospital. MLEC and ML Connect, your trusted source for power and broadband. Pizza Hut of Centerville. McDonald Funeral Home and the McDonald Family. Heritage Bank and Trust and Three Rivers Community Health Group in Lyles. We appreciate these trusted local businesses for making this broadcast possible. We will return in just a moment.
And welcome back to WNKX live on YouTube. I'm Josh Copley. We appreciate you for tuning in here tonight to support these Hickman County Bulldogs as they're on the road against the Houston County Fighting Irish. As we're about to begin the second quarter of play, the Bulldogs are in possession with a second down and 10 coming up. They lead 7-6. Kraft snaps, gives, McCaleb, nice blocking up front, but not much going for McCaleb after he hit the initial hole, close to the 30. And he'll get about 3 yards on the carry to set up a 3rd and 7. And our thoughts tonight are with Aiden Weber, the student at Hickman County High School who's been working with us this year as my color commentator. He has strep throat. So we're thinking about you, Aiden. Kraft snaps, direct keeper, follows his blocks. But Houston County had it well read, and Kraft will be stopped in the backfield, not quite back to the original line of scrimmage. He'll lose about a couple of inches. Now, once again, that brings out the Hickman County punting unit. And that brings out the sophomore, number 86, Scott Qualls, to punt things away for Hickman County. It's a good snap. Qualls boots it away and whistles blow the play dead. And it took a Hickman County bounce, that's for sure. Unfortunately, it will not matter. The flag is thrown. False start called against the Bulldogs. That'll back them up 5 yards. So it'll be about a 4th and 12. So Qualls going to need to put his all into this one. The snap is good. And the kick's away. It's a booming kick. Bounces at the 40, takes the Bulldog bounce. And it's downed by Jamison Keithley inside the 35. Down to the 32-yard line. So Houston County's offense hasn't looked bad by any means. They've had some explosive offensive plays on the back of Preston Mitchell. But it's been turnovers, the name of the game thus far. for both teams, really. A couple of fumbles already in the first half by Houston County, and Hickman County's had the interception. But Houston County's defense has not been shaken, so it would seem, by that early fumble that their offense caused. A couple of receivers wide to the left. Snap. Tosses left. Kraft in pursuit. A lot of east and west. He's jerked down by Armstrong. Out of bounds. Not a lot going on the carry. He'll get a couple to bring up a 2nd down and 8. So on that punt, I misspoke and said they spotted him at the 32. They spotted at the 36-yard line. And that gain of 2 now gets him to the 38. So they're loading up that left side of the field. Those receivers bunch close together near the sideline. Snap, direct, give up the middle. And Hickman County's front able to stop him before he can get too much. He'll go for about 5 yards to set up a 3rd down and 3. So 3rd and 3 from the 43. Hickman County with a chance to get off the field with 9:20 to play in the first half. Some substitutions here for the Irish. And they'll send number 11, Zion Brown, the senior receiver, out to the right. Snap. They're going to keep it on the ground again. A lot of room on that left side. That's a 1st down and more into Bulldog territory. Run out of bounds at the 48. And who else but number 27, Preston Mitchell, on the carry. And that was a great call, the motion. Brown from left to right, having to pull a little bit of that Bulldog defense to the left side, having to respect the receiver. And that gave Mitchell all the room he needed. You can't give him much room because he'll make you pay for it, as evidence right there. Snap, give up the middle. Oh, and Hickman County's ready for it. That was number 78, the senior Nicholas Stovall, on the tackle. And he went virtually uncontested with his 2nd big tackle for loss already in this game. So it sets up a 2nd down and 13 for the Irish. And that tackle puts Houston back in their own territory at their own 49. So one receiver out wide to the right. Snap. Another give up the middle. That's Mitchell. Wrapped up by a lot of Bulldogs and taken down. Gets past the original line of scrimmage and gets a few yards after that to set up a 3rd and 7. Gets the ball back to the Bulldog 45. So a 3rd and long. We've seen Houston County beat the Bulldogs on a 3rd and long on the last offensive possession they had. And they did it on the ground with Mitchell's legs. And the pistol, one receiver to the left. Motions, that's Brown, snap. It's a jet sweep to Brown, has blockers, makes a man miss, has a lot of room on the right side. Cuts back inside, still on his feet down the sideline. Keithley in pursuit and drags him down shy of the goal line. So Brown doesn't quite get to the end zone. But he gets to about the 1. Penalty marker is down. And it looks like they're walking back. And that's a hold against Houston County. I would be remiss if I didn't say this, but death, taxes, and holding on big running plays seems like the 3 guarantees of life, but in this case, I'm not complaining, and neither is Coach Smith and the rest of the Bulldogs. So they'll essentially repeat 3rd down from the 45 because of where the foul occurred. And a timeout is called on the field.
Irish timeout.
Taken by the Irish, their first timeout of the half. And ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't already, we encourage you to subscribe to the WNKX YouTube channel and spread the word. We're trying to reach as many people as we possibly can. We're trying to make this as accessible as we possibly can, just in case if you can't make it out to a Hickman County football game in the events of games like tonight, where the game is over an hour away, and we understand that life happens. Sometimes you can't make those drives, so we're here to try to provide the action for you from the comfort of your own home or hotel room or car, wherever you might be, and wherever you can access YouTube or Facebook.
Ball on the 45 brings up 37 for the Irish.
So a 3rd down and 7, repeating the 3rd down, both teams emerging from the timeout. And although that play got called back, if you're Houston County, no reason to have your confidence shaken. You've shown how explosive you can be in these 3rd and medium, 3rd and long situations. Snap. Quarterback rolls left, throws out in the flat, high pass. Caught by Brown, stays in bounds. Makes a nice move down to the 32, and that's plenty for a Fighting Irish first down. So Hickman County playing soft coverage defensively, and that's the first time we've seen the Irish go to the air, and it works out big time. And it seems like Hickman County gets ever so close to getting off the field with these 3rd down stops, but Houston County has been seemingly automatic on these 3rd and long situations. So a couple of receivers out wide, Brown to the left, 1 man wide to the right. Snap, tosses it right, Hickman County in pursuit, jump cut inside, makes a man miss, still on his feet. Cuts back inside, is finally wrangled down at the 25. By Hutchison, Kraft, and company. So that'll be about a 7-yard pickup to bring up a 2nd and 3. Motion man right to left, snap, sweep, Brown, still on his feet, patiently running. That's not Brown. That was number 3, Zacoby Hillsman. So shoved out of bounds. That run right there reminded me a lot of Le'Veon Bell, a running back who claimed to never run a single time 100%. Elected to play it patient and let the blocks open up in front of him. That's exactly what Hillsman did right there. So 3rd and short, about a yard. Snap, direct quarterback keeper up the middle. A lot of room. Pushing through, and Hickman County wraps him up down inside the 10.
Good one on the carry, tackle led by String. And that's another Houston County and Traditions Bank first down.
And that was Goodwin there on the carry, number 32, Memphis Goodwin, who's been taking most of the snaps for this Houston County team tonight. He's labeled as a running back. So perhaps that explains why we haven't seen just too terribly many passes. They want to utilize the ground game, get as many people involved as they can. Snap, give, left, room, but a nice tackle. Stovall there, as well as Street. Brings him down at the 5.
Mitchell on the carry. Straight to Stovall.
It'll be a 2nd down and goal with just under 4 minutes left to play in the first half.
Second goal.
Houston comes out, spreading the field yet again. Snap. Direct keeper again. Goodwin lowers his shoulders, plows through, and that's a Houston County touchdown. So Houston County takes their first lead of the ball game to make it 12-7. Now, after the missed PAT last time, you got to wonder, do the Irish stay on the field and go for two? And that's exactly what they'll do. Goodwin. Snap. Has trouble with it. Tosses it right. Hickman County, they're on the tackle. And that two-point try is no good. So 3:18 to go in the first half. And a penalty flies out late. And Houston County celebrating that penalty. Looked like it'll be against the Bulldogs. Probably some words exchanged, which will result in an unsportsmanlike conduct. But the officials haven't said anything yet. And the officials having a conversation with the Bulldogs sideline. Or with the Bulldogs sideline, rather. So not really sure what this is about. So the officials do officially signify it was an unsportsmanlike conduct on the Bulldogs. Didn't see who it was on. But Houston County will be kicking away from the Bulldog 45-yard line. So this is a golden opportunity for the Irish to pin the Dogs back deep.
The flag was unsportsmanlike conduct against the Bulldogs. It's assessed on the kickoff. The Irish will be kicking off on the 45. Norman set the kickoff.
Hickman County going to need a big-time special teams play from either Hutchison and he puts his all into that kick. Pittman fields it near his own goal line, but the whistle blows, and perhaps somebody on the Irish kickoff team got a little too antsy and jumped the gun. I don't see any penalty flags down.
Irish will re-kick on the 45 again.
So they'll be re-kicking from the 45. So a simple do-over, a mulligan, if you will. I'm not sure why, but
3 tickets for $10.
Norman boots it away again, angles it towards Pittman. Pittman feels it inside the 10. Tries to bounce it out right. Oh, and Houston County swarms him inside the 15 and drops him at the 13-yard line. Pittman tried to find some openings, but they weren't there. And momentum solely with Houston County right now. And a benefit that the Irish have, of course, playing at home. Packed house, loud crowd, rowdy student section.
First and 10 on the 12-yard line.
So the Bulldogs on pretty much every other drive besides the fumble recovery inside the 5-yard that took him down inside the 5, not a lot going. Kraft rolls left, looks to throw. Flags fly in the backfield. Kraft getting met by a bunch of Houston County defenders and is eventually taken down and sacked. And the penalty will be against the Bulldogs. We saw the penalty right away, a holding call. Carter was there to make the tackle for the Irish.
And Burnett, let's see what the call is.
They haven't signaled it yet, no doubt a holding penalty. And that's exactly what it is.
Holding against the Bulldogs, declined by the Irish.
So they decline the penalty. They don't choose to back them up. They want to take the down. So it'll be 2nd down and a long 10. And a reminder, Houston County gets the ball to start the 3rd quarter. So the Bulldogs need some urgency here. Snap. Give up the middle. Not much going. A couple of yards on the ground for McCaleb to set up a 3rd down and 9.
Brings up 3rd and 8 for the Bulldogs.
So we've got Blystad lined up, wide right, snap. Kraft wants to pass, fires deep for Hutchison, incomplete. Pass was in coverage. Looked like for a moment he had Blystad down the right side of the field. Elects to go to Hutchison, well guarded by the Fighting Irish, and out comes Qualls and the punting unit yet again, with 2 minutes on the dot to play in this first half.
Bulldogs back to punt. Mitchell deep.
Oh, and pressure coming on Qualls. Gets the punt off. Takes a good roll, fielded by Houston. They're going to have great field position inside the 30. Down the sideline. Jump cut inside. Taken down inside the 20.
Mitchell on the carry. Good return.
And special teams is such a vital aspect of this game. And a great return by Preston Mitchell. Now the Irish spotted at the 18. Plenty of time to get more points on the board. Goodwin snaps, rolls right, wants to pass. Steps up to the corner of the end zone. Incomplete. Armstrong in coverage. Pass a little bit too tall.
Pass intended for Brown, incomplete. Brings up 2nd and 10.
He was looking for number 11, Zion Brown. So perhaps as this game progresses, Houston County feeling more and more confident that whatever they try works. And Brown did have a step on Armstrong in the pass, just a little bit too strong. So once again, they send 2 receivers to the right, pistol formation, snap. Ball on the ground up the gut to Mitchell, and Mitchell just walks right through. Takes it down for a touchdown.
Preston Mitchell, touchdown, Irish.
Preston Mitchell running at will against this Bulldog defense.
Irish going for 2 on the extra point.
So the Irish want to attempt the 2-point conversion. Motions a man right to left, snap. It's a direct keeper to Goodwin, and he's going to coast on in for an easy 2-point conversion. for the Fighting Irish. The only positive you could really take from that last series is that Hickman County still does have plenty of time to put some points on the board going into the half, and you got to think they have to have it. The last thing this Bulldog team needs is to let it snowball. For all intents and purposes, this game started off pretty well for Hickman County. They forced a couple of turnovers by Houston County, but the offense just could not take advantage like they needed to. Now Norman having a kickoff from the normal yard line, this time at his own 40. Hutchison and Pittman back deep for the Dogs. And Norman's kick is away towards the right sideline. The Dogs will let it bounce and roll out of bounds, and that'll force a penalty marker to be thrown. So the Dogs set up at the 35. Kraft in the gun sends McCaleb out to the left. Snap. Armstrong gets the pitch out left. Tries to break something around the edge. Nothing going. But he stays on his feet. But met quickly by a lot of green jerseys, and that'll back him up 4 or 5 yards.
On the carry, Brown and Miller on the stop. Lawson, we'll call it 2, 2nd and 12.
So under a minute to play in the first half now. Blystad wide to the right. Snap. Kraft wants to pass. Rolls right. Fires to Armstrong. Oh, and Blystad and Armstrong collide. Some miscommunication there. And the ball, thankfully, only falls incomplete. And it looked like Kraft had really either of those guys open. It's just a little too close together. So Keithley is going to be the receiver to the left for the Dogs. 39.8 seconds. Snap. Kraft again wants to pass. Fires over the middle. Had Keithley, but led him too far. That pass is incomplete. No sign of Qualls yet. But now here he comes, and the Bulldogs will punt it away.
Brings up 4th and 12. Bulldogs back to punt.
The Bulldogs, with that incomplete pass, do stop the clock, so that gives Houston County time to make something happen. The punt's away, angling towards the left sideline, takes a good bounce. Rolls inside the 30, so Scott Qualls, have yourself a day punting the football.
Ball down at about the 30 where the Irish take over 1st and 10 with 23 seconds left in the half.
So with 23.5, let's see how aggressive these Fighting Irish want to be. Snap. He wants to throw. A little misdirection on a screen out to the left. He's got some room, but Hickman County there to quickly wrangle him down. Jaden Street on the tackle.
Taking down the street.
They tried to get Mitchell the football there in open space, and what looked like a pretty good idea was snuffed out by the Bulldogs, and that brings us to the end of the first half. Your score, Houston County 20, Hickman County 7. So after a few turnovers early in the game by Houston County, the Fighting Irish have turned things around in a big way. Preston Mitchell explodes offensively in the ground game for Houston County. The Bulldogs trying to find their legs. Some big second half adjustments need to be made on both sides of the football, but plenty of time left for these Hickman County Bulldogs, and we'll be right back in about 15 minutes as we head into our Heritage Bank halftime break. We welcome you back to Houston County High School. I'm Josh Copley, providing coverage for tonight's Friday Night Lights between the Hickman County Bulldogs and the Houston County Fighting Irish. Thus far, Houston County's maintained control, leading the Bulldogs at the half 20-7. Earlier in the game, Houston County committed a couple of fumbles. Hickman County was able to capitalize off of one of them, but unable to capitalize on the other, resulting in the Bulldogs' only points of the night. Houston County, on the other end, has been dominating the ground game, led by number 27, Preston Mitchell, their lead rusher on the season, and is picking up right where he left off. So Hickman County, throughout this halftime break, no doubt was discussing plans to contain Mitchell and this Houston County rushing attack. They've shown they've only been attacking in one particular way. We haven't seen much of the passing game yet. They've completed a pass or two, but other than that, they haven't really needed to go to the air all too often. So the Bulldogs certainly will be planning accordingly. But then you look at the offensive side. Tonight has been the return of Andy Kraft back on the football field after his few-week hiatus due to his collarbone injury. We saw Kraft get involved in the ground game early with some quarterback keepers, some designed runs for that young man to get involved. And while they worked out somewhat, he really hasn't done all that much on the ground by himself. Of course, Hickman County's been turning to guys like Street and McCaleb to get things going, but nothing really has for the Bulldogs. The only score they've had thus far in this game was the fumble recovery that spotted them the ball inside the 5. These two teams seem to be pretty evenly matched as far as how they game plan, how the offense is run. But Houston, just a little bit more pep in their step here tonight. The Bulldogs, though, have plenty of time to get right back in this game as they trail by 2 scores. And tonight, I am by myself covering this game. Our colleague Aiden Weber is out with strep throat. Our thoughts are with that young man. And I'm joined tonight by our cameraman and Access Tennessee financier, Jared Brown. Always a pleasure to have him in the booth. But our gratitude is extended to, most of all of you tuning in here tonight. We thank you for your support of the station and for supporting these young men on the football field. The clock winds under 1 minute until the second half kickoff, which Houston County will be receiving after deferring in the first half coin toss. I'll tell you what, there is a lot of green here tonight. Not only is the field green, the logo on the middle of the field is green, the Houston County jerseys are green, and on top of that, we are surrounded everywhere you can see by trees. Houston County rocking the green jerseys and black lettering with black helmets. Hickman County wearing the white jerseys, black lettering, black pants, and black helmets. We have Parker Lambert set to kick things away for the Bulldogs. Houston County has been very hospitable to us here tonight, all of us here at WNKX, so we appreciate Houston County for being so welcoming, for giving us the place to set up shop, and even providing us complimentary waters. So Lambert now to kick off from the 40. And it's an onside kick. And Hutchison fields it, but it doesn't quite get to the 50. It'll be first down, Houston County. So you don't hate the idea there. Not too bad of a kick, maybe a little too much hang time, not enough distance on the onsider. We would like to also remind you all of the Banana Pudding Festival taking place this weekend, beginning tomorrow morning, going until Sunday evening. Of course, it's one of Hickman County's most prestigious events. We encourage you to be there if you got the time. And the first down right up the middle, and Preston Mitchell, more of the same as he takes it down near the 25 of Hickman County. And Mitchell, a very athletic, a very dynamic runner, but he hasn't really had to make a lot of guys miss. He just takes the ball, runs in a straight line, and he's got all the room in the world. They'll spot him down at the 26, and the Irish already in business. Snap. It's a sweep. Brown follows blockers. Hickman in pursuit. Jump cuts inside, but tackled quickly by a group of Bulldogs. So he'll get about 3 yards on the carry, and it looks like there is an Irish player shaken up.
We have an Irish player down.
Everybody immediately takes a knee. And he's very quick to get up to a knee here. His helmet's off. He's back to his own 2 feet. And he's walking off under his own power, so we love to see that. I don't care who you cheer for, injuries are never something to be celebrated. We hope he's able to return to the field sooner rather than later. And that was number 24,
Brings up 2nd and 7 for the Irish.
Michael Valerio. Junior fullback and linebacker of Houston County was the guy banged up on the play. And he will have to be on the sideline for at least a play here. It looked like he was ready to stay out on the field and join the huddle, but of course his helmet came off, so he's forced to the sideline. Goodwin takes the snap, gives straight up the middle. Staggering forward, stays on his feet. And he's close to the chains. That was again Preston Mitchell, and he is just shy of the sticks, 3rd down and 1. Houston County has been automatic on 3rd downs thus far. And given the field position, definitely 4 down territory. Goodwin goes under center, the I formation. Snap to give to the fullback, hit quickly, and Hickman County smothers him, and he's not getting anything on the 3rd down carry, 4th down and 1.
So he runs out on the carry. Looks like it's going to be 4th and short for the Irish.
And the Irish, really not much of a decision here. They're going to keep the offense on the field. Hickman County, a great job of anticipating the run. Great job of those big guys up front. And Goodwin again goes under center, the I formation, a couple of receivers to the right. Snap. It's a toss out to the left. Cuts inside, bounces outside, a lot of room. Touchdown, Preston Mitchell. And they are rocking here at Houston County.
After a block by Rumfeld, Mitchell on the touchdown.
And the Irish go up 26-7.
Mitchell, touchdown, Houston County.
They will be attempting the point after, it looks like. Still be going for the kick. Snap. It's low! And it gets away from the holder. The kicker able to fall on it. So the point after kick is no good, but the Irish still lead 26-7 over your Hickman County Bulldogs. So really, that's other than the turnovers early in the game, the special teams of Houston County has been their kryptonite thus far. The Irish go right down the field. A couple of big Preston Mitchell carries. Finds them the end zone and a big 4th down conversion. And Norman's kick is away. It's a shallow kick fielded by Toddy. A nice job there to take it and then fall on it. So we can call that an incidental onside kick, I suppose. I don't think that was on purpose. Looked like he tried to put his absolute all into that kick. But a nice job of that front line of the Dogs being aware. You never know what can happen on these kickoffs. So Hickman County takes over at the 42. Kraft looking to lead his guys to a touchdown. Man in motion, snaps. Kraft gives. And the ball's loose on the ground. And I believe it's going to stay with Hickman County. Yes, it will. Picked up by Braden Armstrong. That'll lose him about half a yard. Under 9 minutes to play in the third quarter. Whistle blows. The officials talking to the Bulldogs about something. Now they're congregating in the huddle. And they want to respot the ball, I believe. So they'll put him back near the 42-yard line. Snap. Up the middle, not a lot going. So that sets up a 3rd down and 7 for the Bulldogs.
So the Bulldogs, tackle led by Landers, pick up a 2, we'll call it 3rd and 8.
I hope our viewers don't have motion sickness. Kraft motion, snap, direct keeper, up the middle. Tough run by Kraft, but he stood up eventually. Gets maybe a yard, maybe 2. And he'll get up to the 46-yard line. And at this point of the game, you may as well keep the offense out there. Be a 4th and 6. And the offense will, in fact, stay out there, needing a big conversion. Motion, street, Kraft rolls right. Wants to pass, fires, caught by Armstrong. And he's close to the line to gain, and the Bulldog is down.
Pass complete to Armstrong. We've got a Bulldog player down.
And he is so close to that line to gain, but now what's really important here, checking on this Bulldog player who's injured. I will say that was enough for a 1st down Bulldogs, and the trainers stretching out the leg still haven't been able to see who that player is on the field yet. And usually when the trainers start stretching the leg, that does indicate a cramp of some kind. And we can only hope that's all it is. That is number 0, Jamison Keithley. That was down on the ground, but he's back up, being helped off to the sideline. Very, very gingerly. Now the coaches will be assisting Keithley as he's unable to walk off under his own power, not putting pressure on of any kind on that right leg. So he will be attended to on the sideline. And the Bulldog offense now back on the field after the 1st down completion from Kraft to Armstrong. Bulldogs now reassemble in the huddle, trying to confirm the play. And the officials blow the whistle and the clock rolls once more. Kraft under center, snaps. Gives to McCaleb. McCaleb has a hold. Nice blocking up front to open it for him. And he surges down for a gain of 6. So a 2nd down and 4 now for the Dogs.
McCaleb on the carry. Picked up by Hilton. Ball on the 42. 2nd 4, we'll call it.
And Hickman County moving quickly. Snap. Another give up the middle. Oh, and that's a big-time tackle against Braden McCaleb, who's not easy to bring down. Pick number 51, Evan Norman, involved there in the tackle.
Norman Landers on the stop. Ball on the 42. No gain. 3rd and 4.
So 3rd down and 4. McCaleb's run gets him back to the line of scrimmage. Kraft again under center. Receiver out to the left. Snap. Fakes it end around. Armstrong. Some nice jump cuts. An agile run by number 21. He'll take him down close to the sticks. A yard short. Got to think the offense is going to stay on the field for this one.
Armstrong on the carry. Tackle led by Norman.
And yes, they will. The ball will be spotted at the 40. Kraft under center. Snap. Give up the middle. McCaleb just ran straight ahead as that hole was opened up by his big guys up front.
Armstrong on the carry. Good one with the stop, but that's a ball on the 34.
So they'll get down to the 34-yard line. The Bulldogs move the chains once more with 5:40 to go in the 3rd quarter. Kraft again under center. Snaps. Rolls left, wants to pass. Fires for Street. It's underthrown. Incomplete. And Hickman County fans, coaches, and players exhale. That pass was nearly intercepted. That's a tough pass to make going against your body like Kraft was doing there. Street might have had a step on him if Kraft is able to get some more loft under that throw, but as I said, not an easy thing to do. So they send a couple of guys out left, Kraft in the gun, McCaleb flanking him to his left. Snap. Play action, floats it out left, has a man wide open, has a blocker, but a nice tackle in open space to wrap him up shy of the sticks to bring up a 3rd down and short for the Dogs.
After 23, stop by Brown. Ball on the
Brown, they're on the tackle, number 23. Cooper DeWitt, they're on the reception.
35. Shot by Hilton.
So 3rd down and about 4. Kraft again in the gun. McCaleb to his right. Motion. Snap. Jet sweep. Follows a great blocking, it looked like at first. Tries to cut back inside, but a big open field tackle going down, tackling around the legs. But a gain of a couple on the carry to set up a 4th down and 1. So Hickman County needing yet another 4th down conversion. You never want to count chickens before they hatch by any means, but if Hickman County gets stopped here, that drastically decreases their chances of coming back in this one. Kraft in the gun. Motions Armstrong right to left. Snap. It's a keeper. Has blocks up the middle of the field. And Kraft thrown down. And German suplexed. Good grief. That's one way to make a tackle. But Andy Kraft with a big keeper. One of the most reliable ball carriers on this team. So why not put it in his hands? So that's a 1st down for the Dogs now in the red zone. Down close to the 13-yard line. Snap. Kraft Gives up the middle. McCaleb! We lost him with the swarm of bodies that were in between our vision and Braden McCaleb. But he gets close to the chains there. Does he have a first down? Yes, no, it's second down in inches. About as close as you can get without actually having the first down. Snap. Up the middle of the pile, pushes. And he's close. That was given to Braden Armstrong. Was forward progress enough? And no, he goes backwards. He loses about half a yard. So it'll stay 3rd and 1 for the Dogs. So a little surprising they went with Armstrong there. Typically in those very short yard situations, you give it to your big body guys. Armstrong known more for his agility. Kraft under center. He's in a roll. He wants to throw. Tries to cut back inside, makes some moves. He escapes. He's Houdini. Goes to the pylon. Touchdown. Andy Kraft. How? I don't know how he did what he just did. So Andy Kraft with a touchdown. So Hickman County out to attempt a PAT. Parker Lambert on the field. Snap good, hold looks good, the kick is up, and it's right down the middle. So Parker Lambert adds on to make your score Hickman County 14, Houston County 26. And with 2 minutes to go in this third quarter, you can't write off these Bulldogs just yet. But of course, for Hickman County to complete this comeback, it requires the defense to do their part to step up to contain Preston Mitchell. Hickman County with a slow, methodical drive, which certainly had to take some wind out of the sails of the Houston County defense, which has been relatively coasting along. The Bulldogs need a defensive stand of their own right here. They forced Houston County to a few third downs already, some 3rd and long, but they just haven't been able to make that critical play to get off the field. On the last Houston County drive, Hickman County's defense forced them to a 3rd down situation. Granted, it was 4th and very short, but Houston County again able to convert. So which player on this Bulldog defense is going to be big time? Who's going to make the stop when they need it the most? So Lambert. A low line drive kick, a squib kick. It's a high bounce, fielded at the 20, 25. Cuts inside, but drugged down past the 30. And Hayden Kennedy, how about the freshman John a little bit down there on the sideline after engaging in a block that lasted a long time. So this is the drive right here where it really sets the tone for the rest of this game. The ball spotted at the 32-yard line. Houston a long way to go after a pretty good kick by Lambert. Goodwin takes the snap, gives up the middle, and Mitchell again just darting through the Bulldog defense for a first down. He'll take it down to the 45. So one play and Houston County moves the chains and inches closer to midfield. So Houston has a receiver right, one left. Pistol formation as they've been running all game. Goodwin motions Brown left to right. Snap. Keeps up the middle. Hickman County meets him there, but he's able to fight forward for a few, maybe 4 yards on the carry up to the 49. So that'll set up a 2nd down and 6.
Goodwin on the carry.
Goodwin, not your average quarterback, if you want to call him that. He is a big body. He's strong, hard to bring down, but also very good at leading an offense as well. Don't want to take any credit away from him by any means. Snap. Give to Mitchell again up the middle, and again he breaks free, and again he's got a 1st down into Bulldog territory.
Mitchell on the carry. Picked up by Stewart.
Hickman County just cannot stop Preston Mitchell. And if Houston County goes on to win this football game here tonight, that young man will certainly be the reason why. Snap, a lot of motion pre-snap, no penalty, and Goodwin just keeps it.
Goodwin on the carry. Picked up by Stewart.
Usually you're not able to move before the ball is snapped, but they did that and no flags. And there is a Bulldog shaken up on the field, and they're calling for the trainers and the coaches. And
We have a winner on the band boosters drawing
in a
tonight.
classy showing, the Houston County sideline immediately goes to a knee. You can always appreciate sportsmanship.
Just come to the band boosters.
And quickly up to his feet is number 6, Taylor Hutchison, so nothing too bad. It would appear he's walking off under his own power, a slight gimp maybe. That Goodwin carry got him down to the 34 of the Bulldogs. Now after the injury timeout, we have 7.7 seconds left to play in the 3rd quarter. It'll be a 2nd down and 5 for the Irish. Snap. Give. Mitchell, please. He lost the ball. Mitchell lost the ball. Who's got it? The Bulldogs think they have it. And they do. Hickman County comes out of the pile with the football. That's Jacoby Pittman. So Preston Mitchell finally makes a mistake. We didn't think we would ever see that. He has been running all over Hickman County's defense, but as the 3rd quarter expires, Hickman County gets a break when they needed it the most. And they'll take over 1st and 10 when we come back.
Irish 26, Bulldogs 14.
This broadcast of Friday Night Lights on WNKX is brought to you by Ascension St. Thomas Hickman Hospital. MLEC and ML Connect, your trusted source for power and broadband. Pizza Hut of Centerville. McDonald Funeral Home and the McDonald Family. Heritage Bank and Trust and Three Rivers Community Health Group in Lyles. We appreciate these trusted local businesses for making this broadcast possible. We will return in just a moment.
And we're back on WNKX Live on YouTube, and 12 minutes remain to decide a winner in this one. In case you were literally just now joining us, the Hickman County Bulldogs recovered a fumble by Preston Mitchell to take over 1st and 10. Dogs trail by 2 scores. And their last touchdown drive was slow and methodical. With the time left in this game, they can't really afford that here. Kraft under center, snaps. Give up the middle. So McCaleb plows ahead for a few yards. Gets about 4 on the carry to bring up a 2nd down and 6.
Myers with the stop. Ball on the 34, 2nd and 6.
And the last thing the Bulldogs need to do is lose track of time. So you got DeWitt wide left. Snap. Give. Street. Cuts up field. Oh, had space, but is tripped up and taken down. But does get a few on the play. Some good blocking there up front. Gets him a few yards to bring up a 3rd down and 3.
37, 30, a long 3.
And it is, in fact, a long 3, but at this stage of the game, the Bulldogs know it's 4-down territory until that clock expires. So Kraft in the gun, McCaleb to his left, 2 receivers left, motion, Street, snap. It's a keeper. Patiently follows his blocks, but Houston County was ready for it. I mean, you can't hate the call there. Kraft, one of the more reliable ball carriers, good at seeing the holes as they open. But Houston County with a big-time defensive stop, and the Bulldogs offense staying on the field for this 4th and 4. And if you're Coach Smith, you need your best play call right here and right now. So Kraft will be in the gun. McCaleb to his left. 3 receivers wide for the Dogs. Kraft snaps, wants to throw. Has Hutchison. That Street wide open. Caught. Cuts up field. Down the sideline. Street, it's a foot race. Dives just shy of the goal line. But a penalty is thrown. And I guess that's against the Bulldogs. And it's a personal foul against Hickman County.
Blindside block against the Bulldogs. That'll push them off.
So that'll back them up a long way. Or perhaps given the spot of the ball, or the spot of the flag, they'll simply replay from the 4th down spot previously. They're spotting at the 35-yard line. That'll back them up a few yards. So it'll be a 4th down and 6, 4th down and 7. So Hickman County gonna need another big-time play. But of course, on that last one, they left Street a lot of room in the middle of the field. In Hickman County, almost a certain passing situation. Houston County going to be in their best pass coverage scheme here. Motion Street right. Kraft rolls right. Looking. Fires. Intercepted by Houston County. And they're taking it back the other way. Still on his feet. Flags fly. And he's taken down. So after the penalty, Hickman County having to force it downfield. Kraft trying to find a man. The pass was intercepted. And that is a tough break for the Bulldogs. Just cannot believe the penalty there. I didn't see it personally, but I mean, come on. So with 9 minutes and 8 seconds left to play in this football game, Hickman County going to need a defensive miracle. Now Houston County, no stranger to turnovers in this game. They've turned it over 3 times already. So what say we make it a 4th? And the penalty is against Houston County. It'll back them up to the 40, but the interception will still stand.
Flag is against the Irish. We go back over 1st and 10 on the 40.
Snap. They're going to keep it up the middle, and a hole opens up. Hickman County sold out on the quarterback, so lucky nothing big broke there. He still gets about 5 on the carry.
Ball on the 35, second
We'll
5.
take him down to the 35. But now even if Hickman County gets a stop, the clock does become a factor. Snap. Give up the middle to Mitchell. You guessed it. And he's going to take it past the sticks for a first down.
Mitchell on the carry, stopped by 17 of the Bulldogs. Ball on the 29, and that's the Houston County Traditions Bank first down.
Pistol formation for the Irish. Snap, bobbles the snap, gives Mitchell up the middle. And they, yeah, you know, I mean, that's one way to stop him.
Mitchell on the carry.
And a great job to grab him by the jersey, stun his momentum, and then Hickman County there to aid. Not much going for Mitchell on the carry.
Ball on the 29.
He got maybe half a yard on the carry. 7.5 minutes to play in the third. Snap. Oh, a tough snap, tosses it out to the left. Oh, but a nice job to sling him down. That's a tackle by Kraft in the backfield. Andy Kraft playing emboldened here on defense after that interception. So it's a third down and very long, third and about 15 or 16.
Third and about 15.
But you can never count out this Houston County offense on these third and long situations. They've converted them before. And the whistles blow on the field. It's an official stoppage. Not sure who took the timeout there.
Timeout, Houston County.
And it will be a Houston County timeout if they want to talk things over on this third and long play. And both teams take the field following the timeout. If you're Houston County, do you dare put the ball in the air here? You got to think a run play coming to keep the clock rolling. They're under center. Snap. It's a toss out right. And Kraft is ready off the edge. And Houston County goes backwards yet again.
Mitchell on the carry, Kraft with a stop.
And now it's a fourth and an eternity.
Ball on the 40, fourth and long for the Irish.
And a whistle blows. I believe that's Hickman County.
Hickman County timeout.
And I love that timeout there by Coach Smith, preserving clock. You know your opponent has a fourth down and forever coming up. You're more than likely getting the ball back after this play, so you may as well keep Houston County from running it down near 5 minutes. Preserve yourself a minute or more of clock. So 4th and long. And it looks like Houston County is prepared to punt this ball away. Hickman sending Armstrong back deep. The snap is good, and the kick is away. That rolls a big roll, and it kicks up near the goal line, but it is a touchback. That was almost the most perfect punt I've seen this year, but a little too much juice on that one, too much mustard. Hickman County will take over at the 20. So Hickman County needing some explosive plays here. Not a lot of time to work with, especially since it's a 2-score game. And Kraft starts off in the gun. 2 receivers right. Snap. Play action. Wants to go long. Has Armstrong. Incomplete. Looked like he had him for a second, but Armstrong unable to corral it. But when you throw the ball, you know, incompletion stops the clock. Not the worst outcome in the world. Smith, even with Kraft throwing 2 picks already, still showing faith in his junior, and you gotta love it. I know all the Bulldog fans watching have faith in Kraft, as do I. They're spreading the field. Snap. Kraft drops back to pass. Swings it to McCaleb. McCaleb's got room down the sideline. Tries to accelerate. And takes some contact to his helmet as he's run out of bounds. So a 3rd down and medium. And as we've already mentioned, of course, every series 4-down territory, so get what you can get, knowing you got 4 plays to do it. Street, DeWitt, Blystad, and Armstrong. The guy's out. Snap. Kraft wants to throw again. Steps up, and he's snowed under and sacked. And the ball's loose. I thought he was down. It's picked up by Hickman regardless. Let's see what the officials rule it. So that'll be a 4th down now and 11 for the Dogs. Hickman County just unfortunately has not been able to get out of their own way in this one. And credit to the Houston County defense. They've showed up ready to play. They've fed on this energy of the hometown crowd. The Bulldogs need a miracle on 4th and long. Kraft snaps. Wants to pass, throws it quickly. They're going to trust their fleet-footed Armstrong. Tries to fight. Oh, and he's upended. And he got lifted off his feet. Are you kidding? Now, typically, you're not allowed to pick up your opponent and drive them into the ground, but they'll let that stand. With 4:23 left to go, Houston County 1st down and 10. With over 4 minutes left, and with that time remaining, things looking bleak. And there is a flag on the play, thank goodness. But what's the flag? And yes, justice reigns, and the flag is against Houston County. That should be a 1st down, Bulldogs, I would assume, unless the penalty was... And the fans booing here, but when you pile drive another player, usually that does result in a flag. The refs blow the whistle yet again, congregating. Not really sure why that took so long, I have to be honest. And then a quietness of sorts has fallen over the crowd on both sides here. It's rare you can just hear the conversations that take place on the field between players and coaches, but that's the stage we're at right now as the officials still talk things over. So Kraft, 1st and 10, wants to go long. Incomplete, looking for Hutchison.
Pass broken up by Mitchell, 2nd and 10.
So 2nd and 10, the Bulldogs wanting to air it out here after what was new life given to them following the penalty. So Kraft in the gun yet again, as we're probably going to be accustomed to seeing. Snap. Kraft drops back to pass. Steps up. Keeps it. Escapes. Still on his feet. Has a block. Down the sideline. And there's a flag against the Witt. And he's blocking downfield. I'm sorry, but if that flag's against 23, that is going to be a farce. And Andy Kraft, what a run. Back from injury, athletic play, great block by 23, but you're not allowed to block in the game of football. And it's a hold, I guess. Folks, I know I'm supposed to stay professional, but come on. Hickman County gets backed up yet again. So 2nd down and 1st and 7 for the Dogs because Kraft's run did go for a 1st down. Kraft, low snap, has to just, oh my goodness, things blasted to the head. Kraft gave himself up. So that's a you love seeing your quarterback come back, take a shot to the head. And you know what? Kraft's probably going to get flagged for that, but that's fine. Andy took a shot to the head, and he's defending himself. Why not? They're not going to let you win anyway. And there's a timeout on the field. So after the flag, it's a 3rd and 26 for Hickman County with 3:43 left to go. And it seems like every time Hickman County fights to climb out of this pit, they just get kicked back down into it. Kraft, and a lot of motion. Yeah, no mistaking that one. It looks like it'll be a false start penalty. So it'll be 3rd and 31, I believe. Good gracious. To quote my stats teacher, Brent Beard, good golly. So Hickman County spreading the field here. Snap. Kraft wants to throw, rolls left, pressure coming. Lets it fly. Incomplete through the hands of Jaden Street.
Brings up 4th and long.
So 4th down and 31 for the Bulldogs, and motion Street, snap, Kraft wants to throw, just checks it down to Hutchison, wanting their playmaker to see what he can do, and he's going to come up well short. So really, the end of that drive was pretty much set in stone on the unsportsmanlike call, which was probably on Andy Kraft, if I had to guess, sticking up for himself. And I mean, usually you want to condemn penalties. I mean, you never want to see dirty or foul play, or I mean, you want to see character shown at every juncture of the game. But if you're Andy Kraft, you got to stick up for yourself. You got hit in the head. I mean, what else do you do? But in college and the NFL, they do their best to defend quarterbacks and their health, and that's the last kind of hit you want to see one of your star players just coming off of injury take. Motions a man right to left, snap, jet sweep, spins through, wrapped up and taken down. So it'll be a 2nd down and 11, and Hickman County's run defense has really shown up in this 4th quarter, but unfortunately it might be too little too late, given the score, given the circumstances, given the amount of time left, as we got 3:07 left to play. 26-14, Houston leads over the Bulldogs. The timeout was called to stop the clock, so Coach Smith yet to give up here on his guys. Snap under center. It's a direct give to Mitchell, following his blocks, plowing through, and wrapped up and taken down.
Mitchell on the carry. Snowball with the stop.
And really, I cannot sing the praises of Preston Mitchell enough. This young man is a star. He is athletic, he's fast, he's strong. He has been the backbone of this Houston County offense, and he should be proud of the performance he's put in today. He has had the turnover, but I mean, if you weigh the pros to the cons, the pros certainly outweigh the cons when it comes to that young man. I formation, 3rd and 5. Goodwin motions a guy left to right, snaps. It's a toss play out right. Has a lot of blocks. Preston Mitchell darts through, stays in bounds, and thrown to the turf after a first down. And Hickman County, given their timeout, their number of timeouts here. And with 2 minutes left, Houston can sit on it, run the clock out, and that should do it for us here.
Ball on the 13, first and 10 for the Irish.
And they're in the victory formation, every coach's favorite formation. And they'll take a knee. They'll probably need one more kneel down before this game is officially wraps. But if you're Hickman County, you did show some fight here at the end. Unfortunately, you cannot complete the comeback, some untimely penalties, some turnovers throughout the game, and an offense that really didn't find its legs until the second half. All factors in this defeat here tonight. But if you're Hickman County, you have to do what you've done previously in this year, and that is look ahead to the next week. You've got a break. You've got fall break. You've got a bye week. You've got a time to rest, recuperate, prepare yourself. And not just rest physically, which I know a lot of these guys will need that rest on their bodies, but to rest mentally as well, because games like tonight can take a toll on you for a number of reasons. So Hickman County able to get their mind right, to settle back in until we are back home.
Next week, the Irish will be home against East Robertson.
After the bye week, Hickman County will be back home October 17th against East Nashville Magnet. Of course, Friday night, October 17th at 7 p.m. kickoff. Stream will go live at 6:45. The Bulldogs fall to 2-5, while Houston County is above 500. They improve to 4-3. The Bulldogs a lot to learn from this game. Coach Smith looking to have his guys right when we return home back to Jerry Bratton Field, Kenneth Moe Wright Stadium. But until then, we hope you enjoy your break. I've been Josh Copley with WNKX, wishing you all